Goodbye, Benin. We are off to Lome, Togo. He's citizen about his bag.
Yeah. As I should be.
So this is our mode of transportation from one city to the other.
Leda Durganjora.
Si unafanya tu hivi. Kwani shida iko?
Leda Durganjora. Eh? Ena le bi o pon ize mere a. Le bi ni le zo a. Lo de wutu. Yo yi de block mari o.
Oui. Ni oyi kaka. Ni am bi lo to mo.
This right now we are at Ouidah. Ouidah is a city from Benin. And Ouidah was not the real name. The real name was Ouidah. It was kingdom. It was not city before. And it's because of mispronunciation of the French people that today we have the name Ouidah, because they could not well pronounce the word Ouidah. And when you have a look back, you can see the Royaume Ouidah, which means kingdom of Ouidah. That was the real written. And as I said, it's because of mispronunciation of the French people that we have Ouidah today. My name is Franklin. I'm a tour guide here in Benin, and then I will take you in charge. Let's owning the second forest, and then my colleague will continue with you. Okay. So this forest is divided into three parts. We have the part of the museum, which we're going to visit. This was created in 1992 when we were celebrating the first VooDoo festival. Because in our country here in Benin, we have a religion which is called VooDoo religion. And as you know, in every religion, we have the good side and the bad side. Okay? Everything is not good in VooDoo religion. And also everything is not good in Christianity. So this part of the museum is composed of some statues of some worshippers of VooDoo and also some deities, I mean divinities. Sometimes I will be saying deities, sometimes I will be saying divinities. That is the same thing. So the second part of this forest is the shrine. Only the worshippers should go there. If you are not a worshipper of VooDoo, then you will not go. Or you have to be an initiated person before going over there. And the third part are the trees. Since we are talking about forests, then we have trees like 400 years old, 200 years old, and so on and so forth. These are the three parts of the forest. But the main reason that we said that this forest is a sacred forest is because the king, the first king, who was called Passe, didn't die, but he reincarnated himself into tree. This happened in 1661. While visiting the forest, we get there because the current king should come sometimes like one per month in order to make some offering, to give some offering or some sacrifices. So when we talk about sacrifices, that is killing animals and some ingredients like palm oil, maize flour, and so on and so forth. This is the main reason that we said that this forest is a sacred forest. And the second reason is that we have a VooDoo shrine. Okay, this is just the introduction of the sacred forest. I don't know if you have any question to ask. Your questions are is another part of our religion. And as I said, you know, we worship the python here. The pythons are considered as a royal python. It was a history which happened with the first king. The king was saved by the python. Then he decided to worship these pythons. Okay? And we have the female python and the male python. Naturally, when you take the head of the python, you can meet 5 scars at each side. That means that the king decided that everyone from Ouidah should have the same procedures. So when the kid is born, 3 months to 2 months, they will make the scars to him. But nowadays it's a choice. Okay. So you can see some people from Ouidah who don't have the scars, like me, for instance.
Okay.
Okay.
And everyone here is part of that religion?
What did you say?
Everyone here is part of that religion?
Python?
Part of that religion? Everyone
No, everybody is not worshippers of VooDoo. We have some people, but most of the people are practitioners of VooDoo religion. We have other who are Christian, Muslims, and so on and so forth. But in VooDoo religion, everybody can practice VooDoo if you want. Even if you are Christian or Muslim, you can practice VooDoo if you want. Because in VooDoo religion, everything is based on the oracle. You have to consult the oracle before doing anything. De l'affectivité. Ces deux cornes qui sont en haut qui représentent en fait la protection sont celles de l'affectivité. Dieu messager parce que c'est la divinité qui joue le rôle d'intermédiaire entre le monde. The deity which we call Tolegba. Tolegba is a divinity which has a free function. It's God of protection, God of fertility, and the God of messenger. The two horns which represent the protection, it says fertility. God of messenger because it's a deity which plays the role between the human world and the spirit world.
Excuse me, why is he horny?
What? Because of that we talk about fertility.
Fertility.
It was a strong man. In order to make the rainfall and also to stop the rain. So you have the white stick to make the rainfall, the red stick to stop the rain. What you have in its mouth represents the symbol, the symbol of God of thunder, because they are in communication with God of thunder in order to make the rainfall and also to stop the rain. He used to come out at the night before in order to make the security of the town, because at that time they didn't have police. But today they can be coming of the day dancing when they have ceremony. And the way they used to dance, people think that there is someone under dancing, but whenever they turn it, then you can see inside. No one is there. Maybe you can see like a food, another deity, or an animal. It depends. As I said previously, no one could know exactly the form of it. But they have the two faces. During slavery, the kingdom were fighting, so they use this kind of people in order to see far from the front, far from the back, in order to inform the king to prepare himself for the war whenever the war is coming from the front or from the back. But today they don't exist anymore.
I have a question. Is it true that when
they are like a divinity that the people worship? We have a category of people who worship it. So whenever the python die, they should bury them as we bury human.
And they put them in small coffins?
Yeah, yes. So ici nous avons un arbre magique.
It's a whole lot of bats. It's something that I've noted in West Africa. When in Ivory Coast there were like millions. Could be exaggerating, but like they just always flying in the sky, especially around this time.
Et comme les voix sont devenues aussi faux.
This is the entrance to the shrine. So this is for only the worshippers or the initiated person. So during the festival or during big ceremonies, the women should play by the left, the men by the right, the middle for the king. And when you have a look up, you can see the picture of the king and his symbol, the panther. Because our former kings, they have their own symbol to be recognized. So before crossing, you have to be an initiated person before crossing. If not, you could not go over there.
Manze una kazi hadi nilikuwa kila saa complain. Imeenda bure. Ni ya nini?
I've got Tanzanian followers, so they're gonna know what you're saying, eh?
Oh my goodness.
It's okay, no problem. It's not bad.
Okay.
But don't
Kwa gari yangu bila kuniambia na nilishamwambia. Sitaki hivyo.
zile za equipment.
Equipment nilisahau. Hata yeye ndo amechapisha equipment zao. Okay, si ati zimechapa basi unaona zinakaa old. Situmiangi hizi equipment.
Twice in a month because they have a very slow digestion. There is mice, rodent, and rats.
Twice a month?
Yeah, twice in a month. So if they are outside, they live less longer, just 20 years old. But in captivity, as in the temple, they live 40 years old before they die. They have the cemetery after the death. We bury them as human beings because they are sacred. Donc s'ils sont dehors, ils vivent 20 ans. Mais en captivité, ils vont...
Sick. Nice. Got it.
Bruh. No. It doesn't feel as
Nice.
Hello,
Are you scared?
Tu comprends?
no.
Il m'a donné